Welcome to Hidden Squids Gaming. These are Dreams 2 and 3. I'm a little behind in getting these uploaded. I currently have Dream 5 uploaded in my It's Live run. Therefore, I'm trying to get out 2, 3, and 4. These fights are so unique. I don't want to narrate the fights as much or give as many tips, because you really only fight these individuals if A, you own the Shieldbreaker DLC, and B, if you only campfire with the Shieldbreaker. Now, building off of that thought, I think these enemies were really cool, and I would have loved to see them, such as maybe like the Crimson Court, in regular dungeons appear on a more regular basis. I like the snake enemies. I think they have some pretty cool guarding and venom and all of that. And as you progress, the snakes get bigger and they get a lot cooler. I would have loved to have seen these individuals within regular dungeons, as I said. I understand at that point, if you put them in every dungeon, different dungeons at that point may have felt like, you know what, the Warrens just doesn't feel like the Warrens anymore. I don't really fight pigs anymore because now I have the Crimson Court. Now I have the Shieldbreaker DLC. If you have the Colors of Madness DLC, you can fight a certain boss who occasionally wanders those areas, if you know what I'm talking about. At that point, you start feeling like, well, these dungeons really aren't being specialized anymore because now we have so many enemies coming in. And maybe that's what the designers thought when they were making this DLC. And they're like, you know what? It'd just be fun if you fight them in a campfire. You voluntarily do it, and obviously there's a % chance, so even if you don't want to do it, sometimes you can get away with just having a campfire and then moving on your merry way. Having a whole entire new area might have been rough though, because either they would have had made like 2 to 3 new bosses, and then it wouldn't really have felt like the Shieldbreaker had her own area and all of that. And if these were the only enemies you faced every time, and then they would have to make a new boss and all. So I can understand maybe why they don't want to create a bunch of new Kyros and all that, add a new dungeon. I just thought these enemies were awesome. I would have loved to have fought more. I'm still getting a chance to fight more, 2 more to be exact, as I record this video. I'm currently still at number 5. I'm hesitant to use a campfire right now, because I am probably at like the champion level based dungeons, and I would imagine I'm 1 away from the boss, and I can't even imagine how tough that's going to be. This fight wasn't so bad. This was my second. I was a little more prepared this time. I think I took care of it pretty well. I think Fight 4 is really funny, so when that video comes out, check that out. If you haven't ever played the Shieldbreaker DLC before and you just want to watch the nighttime ambushes, it's really funny, the setup of the nighttime 4. The third dream one's pretty cool as well though, and that'll be coming up right here. Here's a note if you want to read that. Some of the items you get from the Shieldbreaker DLC are pretty cool for the Shieldbreaker alone, and also the scales you get to protect yourself, so I like those. Now we're in the third fight, and we got a big boy this time. I'm still going to fight the Irritated Rattler in the middle though, because they're the ones who guard and do the riposte, and I'm not feeling that today. I just want to get rid of them, get them out of here. Obviously that warning rattle is the ability I'm talking about. This is the third one, and I gotta admit, I got a little scared, because when this was the third dungeon and they brought out that massive sinister adder, I was thinking, you know what, after this, I don't know how many more I should do, based upon the fact that these snakes are getting large. As I said, the fourth one coming up, it was uniquely hard at moments, but it was pretty easy once you got the situation on the handle. I'm going to give my final thoughts on the Shieldbreaker DLC, and then I'm going to let this video roll out so you can see my final fighting. I'm loving the Shieldbreaker DLC. As I always keep saying, I love the Shieldbreaker herself. What a great, strong character. I think protection used to be one of the most annoying things, and I personally never felt like the Grave Robber was strong enough to justify bringing her in with her pick to the face. The movement mobility of the Shieldbreaker, I thought it would be an issue because I thought she would shuffle too many parties, but if you bring an individual who can just be cool with getting shuffled first to second, first to second, first to second, it's not an issue really. Sometimes you want to use the ability in the first row and the Shieldbreaker moved there, and then she only keeps using the Lance ability, so you don't actually get kicked back. But she can take people out of protections, she can obviously go through guards. I mean, it's just amazing. I love the Shieldbreaker, and her damage isn't even that small. She has a considerable amount of damage. Thank you for watching. The last snake's cleaned up right there. Enjoy the next note. I'll be getting the 4th video out shortly. The 5th one, as I said before, is in its live run. I'm considering taking out the campfire and the its live run, so eventually I can playlist all these videos together. Therefore, if anybody wants to go through, they can just see all 7 dreams in a row and not have to go watch its live run to get to it. Thank you for watching.